Everything in life works in a circadian rhythm. The plants open up in the morning when the sun comes out. The plants close up when it's nighttime. Birds start tweeting when the sun comes up. Birds stop tweeting when the sun comes down. Grass seed will grow at certain parts of the day, and it will slow, and it won't grow as quick at other parts of the day. The sun obviously comes up at certain parts of the day, and it goes dark at certain parts of the day. Every year, animals will breed. They will literally travel across the globe to breed at the same time every year, springtime. And then the offspring will be born shortly after. It's the same cycle every single year. Like the moon will, I don't know specifically whether it's the moon, the sun or whatever, or the globe, but the earth will orbit the moon, the same position, the same time every day. It goes round and it comes back, it goes round and it comes back, it comes round and it comes back. Has done for millions of years and will continue to do for millions of years. Everything in life has a circadian rhythm, has a pattern. The pattern's the same. Human beings set an alarm because they've got to get up for work, but they don't understand that. You're supposed to wake up when the sun comes up. You're supposed to go to sleep when it gets dark. Animals go to sleep when it gets dark. What's there to do when it's dark if you're an animal? Sleep. So the issue is that we're not going to bed when we're supposed to, and we're not waking up when we're supposed to. We often go to bed far later than we should do after dark because we're too busy watching TV, playing Xbox on our laptop, going out to the pub getting drunk, or we've just literally finished work at 6-7 o'clock and you want to relax. You don't want to come home and go to bed when it's dark. You want to live your life. You want to have something to eat. You want to do stuff. You've got chores to do. You've got kids to look after. So by the time you get to bed, it's often like, 12, 1 o'clock. If you've got to get up for work in the morning, you're probably going to have to set an alarm. When you set an alarm, you're waking your body up when it's supposed to be asleep. If you have to set an alarm and you're not already awake, it means that your brain is sleeping. It's repairing itself. So now you're waking yourself up during a sleep that you shouldn't be woken up in because you're sleeping. Not only that, is that we need, let's say, at least 8 hours sleep every night in order to get enough REM and deep sleep. If you're waking up at, say, 6 o'clock and you're going to bed at, say, 1 o'clock for what, to get up for work, you're barely on 5 to 6, 7 hours sleep. As a result, you simply won't be able to get the correct amount of sleep that you need in order to feel energetic all day. So, what is the secret to this? And I've done this ever since I was 21 years old. You need to go to bed at the same time every day, right? Go to bed at the same time every day. You naturally will need between, say, 7 and 9 hours sleep, which means, let's say you go to bed at 10 o'clock. If you go to bed at 10 o'clock, you'll wake up naturally every day between 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, between 5 and 7 a.m, depending on how much brain activity and energy you've used the day before, how stressed you've been, how tired you've been, etc, etc. You will wake up between those hours of, I think I just said 5 and 7. Now, it's very unlikely that you'll need more sleep than that. In the early stages of this, you will continue to set an alarm if you need to be up by a certain time. For example, if you want at least 8 hours sleep and you've got to be up for, say, 7 o'clock, okay, you'll go to bed at, say, 11 a.m, so that when you wake up naturally, you would have had the max amount of sleep that you need to be happy. So let's say you want 9 hours. You go to bed at 10 o'clock. 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 8 hours, that's plenty. You wake up naturally around 6. What if you oversleep by a couple of hours? That's where you set an alarm. You would say set an alarm for 7, something like that. So if you, for whatever reason, sleep more than 8-9 hours, you've got an alarm as backup. And then if you're finding that you're waking up not naturally but with your alarm, it means that you need a little more sleep than you think you did. So let's just say you're setting alarm for 6:30 and you want to wake up naturally after 9 hours, which is around 6 o'clock if you go to bed at, say it was 10 o'clock. It means you have to go back 15 minutes. You now go to bed at 9:45. 9:45 gives you an extra 15 minutes of sleep. You might find that now you're going to wake up naturally before your alarm. Eventually, you keep doing that until you wake up naturally before your alarm. That's your sweet spot. If you set an alarm for 6:30 and you're finding that when you go to bed at, say, 9:45, that you're waking up 15 minutes before your alarm, that's the sweet spot. Eventually, when you're confident enough, you don't have to set an alarm. But for now, I would advise you set an alarm. So now you've found your sweet spot of going to sleep at 9:45, waking up almost every day after a couple of weeks, after 8-9 hours, about 6 o'clock, your alarm goes off at 6:15. Now you're going to have a day where you've had so much sleep, you've woken up naturally, didn't even wake up with your alarm. Means when you've woken up, you've had enough sleep. Waking up with your alarm means you're going to get up for work, but it doesn't mean your brain's had enough sleep. Every day, depending on how much stress we go under, how tired we are, we need different amounts of sleep. If I've meditated all day, I literally can live off 6 hours sleep. If I've been thinking and like working out stuff and planning a business, that takes a lot of energy. Sometimes I need 9 hours sleep. So now you say go to bed at say 9:45, you know you're going to wake up within 9 hours at say around 6 o'clock because you've done it for 2 weeks now and you've always woken up. Set an alarm back up at say 6:30. You've woken up naturally, you've had 8 hours sleep. You need to go to bed at the same time every single night. And I've just told you how you're going to do that. You're going to find the time where you want to wake up naturally by 15 minutes before your alarm, say for example. You will then work back the most amount of sleep you need, 9 hours for example, right? So you set an alarm at 6:15, you're going to wake up at 6 naturally. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 12, 11, 10, 9. It means you've got to be in bed at 9 a.m. and that has to be the time that you're going to be asleep by every single night. You can't chop and change. I go to bed at the dot every single day. Okay, obviously give or take, sometimes it's a bit 5-10 minutes past whatever, but the point is that when you're in a routine, you're going to stick to it. I'm not just going to I'm not just going to go to sleep at 2 o'clock because then I'm going to wake up later and then I'm going to be less tired when I go to bed at 12 and then I'm going to want to stay up again, and it's a vicious cycle. Find your time, find that perfect time and stick to it. Once you realize what it's like to live with proper sleep, you will soon think, fuck, how the hell did I even cope on 6 hours for so long? Anything else to say on this topic, on this phrase? Just go to bed at the same time every day. When you wake up, get up. That's also something else. Don't snooze. When you wake up, your brain has had enough. Get up. If you wake up and you snooze, you'll probably go into a deep sleep. And a deep sleep isn't just like 20 minutes. It could be up to 2 hours, right? And then your whole day's fucked. You're late. You've had too much sleep, so your brain's a mush, right? Your brain's a mush, you feel lethargic, you can't even be asked to get out of bed because you've had too much sleep. I operate better on less sleep. So 7 hours sleep versus 9, I operate better. Being in bed for 9 hours is just far too long. The day's gone on without you. I call it, right, you've got to catch the sun up. If you're ahead of the sun, you kind of predict where it's going to be. But if you wake up, for example, and the sun's already over there and you're here, you're now on catch up. Everyone else has started their day, they've had their lunch, they've had their shower, they've had their shit, they've done their teeth, and you're literally catching up. But the energy is over there, it's not here. So you're going to have a hard time catching up. So when you wake up, get up. Don't lie in. Do not lie in. Whether you wake up after 7 hours or 9 hours or whatever, don't lie in. Why? Because if you are a little tired and you felt like lying in, you'll wake up the next day a little later. Everything's about balance. Let's just say you wake up after, say, 6 hours today and you ideally want 9. Get up. Now you're going to be even more tired for the next night. So now the next day you'll probably have 7 hours. And some days you'll have 8, some days you'll have 6. It's all a balance. It's all a balance. End of the day, the sun doesn't come up at the same time every day. Every day it's by 2 minutes difference. So the theory of there's going to be movement, but keep it consistent is the key here. And the key is also discipline. It's not about, sorry, I can't come out tonight with you because I've got to be in bed at 12. Of course, when I go out to pubs and go to friends' house and go out for dinner, my routine's broken. But the point is I have a routine, I'm disciplined. I can afford to go to bed at 2 or 3 some nights or whatever, occasionally. But, you know, you can afford to do that because your main routine is, say, going to bed at 12 and waking up at 7. Your body's used to it. It's all about routine. That is all I have to say for that topic right now.